Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and not wait till it's Monday on the Tuesday show with Ted and CJ. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and not wait till it's Monday on the Tuesday show with Ted and CJ. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and not wait till it's Monday on the Tuesday show with Ted and CJ. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and not wait till it's Monday on the Tuesday show with Ted and CJ.
One, 12, 16. I've well, that was a disastrous start to the show.
Because it's right. Okay, I'm going to blame the fact that it's Friday 13th today.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and it did.
And it has done so far.
And literally, I got everything ready, and it decided to take a dump on me because I've been a complete idiot, and I've changed some stuff on my computer, and basically lost the intro thing. So I had to re-put it in. So sorry, everybody, for the mishap. My bad.
Okay.
Completely my bad.
Just quick admin note. I've deleted the other one that was 25 seconds of nothing.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people know where to go.
Yeah.
Not to 25 seconds of nothing.
Yep.
Instead, they can come to, well, maybe a couple of hours of nothing.
Maybe we'll see. We'll see what else goes wrong today.
What could go wrong will go wrong, and
exactly,
and it has done. Yeah.
How has your Friday 13th been, Ted?
Not great, actually.
No.
Yeah. Just yeah.
Want to talk about it?
No, not really.
All right.
No. Just generally discombobulating.
That's a good word. Discombobulating.
It is a good word.
It just reminds me of that episode of Blackadder. Was it Blackadder the Second? With the guy that writes the dictionary?
Hmm.
Yeah, that is the second, because the third is when he's... Anyway.
No,
but
is it second? No,
it's one of them, either the second or the third.
Yeah,
actually, it might be the third. One with Queen Elizabeth I.
Yes.
That's Blackadder the Third, yeah. So the guy who's writing the dictionary...
No, hang on.
No, it's the one with Prinny. Prince, what's his face?
No, no, that's the second. Which one is with Queen Elizabeth?
I thought that was the second.
No, actually, I think that's the third.
So, get in the comments, everyone. Tell us.
Yeah, get in the comments.
So you've got Blackadder with King Richard, Blackadder the Second, which is either Prince, what's his face, or Queen Elizabeth II, and then Blackadder the Third, which will be the other one, depending on what the second one was, and then Blackadder goes forth based on the First World War.
Yeah.
So I can't, but whichever one it is, it's the one with the Prince. And there's a guy who writes the dictionary, and he's basically like, I've got every word, and and all that. And then Blackadder's just like, I apologise for causing you such pericombobulations. And then the guy's just like, I need to write that in. And then it gets burnt and all that stuff, and then they have to rewrite it, starting with Aardvark, and then he's like, you didn't even have Aardvark. I love Blackadder.
Fantastic.
Yeah, Blackadder's amazing.
Yes, so how did we get onto that? Discombobulating. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you said you had a discombobulating day.
And we've had a discombobulating start to the show, but we are here now, which we weren't last week.
We were in spirit.
We were in spirit. So we had a what do you call it? A preview. Premiere. That's it.
I was say I was live in the chat all the way from Liverpool. So
well, there you go.
Yeah, I bailed out of the merriment for the stag do. Went back to my room and basically watched the short premiere episode of last week's live stream and decided to sit in the chat for that. And literally, as soon as that was done, I literally rolled over and went to sleep.
But that's exactly what anybody should do. Screw your evening plans. Make sure that you're in front of your screen at 11 o'clock on a Friday.
Honestly.
Whether or not we can be bothered to be there live. But anyway, we are here,
Yep.
and we should have picked this week to not be here live, as I'm sure lots of things will naturally go wrong. And what is in fact the subject for this evening's conversation?
Are you superstitious, Ted? That's I mean, the big question is, are you superstitious? You know, Friday 13th, and I've had people at work going, "Oh, Friday 13th was going to be bad," and actually, you know what? I've had a pretty good day right up until the start of this show when I realised I'd completely messed up.
Yeah,
I've actually had a really good day.
I don't know. I'm am I superstitious? I think I'm generally quite sensible. So things like, oh, do ghosts exist? No. If people say, oh, what would you do if you saw a ghost? That's never going to happen.
High five.
Yeah.
Straight through. Oh, okay.
I mean, who are you going to call? Anyway, so yeah, so I don't count myself as a superstitious person, but
there's a but.
But
what a but for?
It's fair to say that certain things can be followed, whether you believe them or not. I don't know. I don't know. I think a lot of these superstitions can be self-fulfilling. So if you walk under a ladder, for example, you're probably more likely to be on edge or make a mistake, do something wrong that could lead you to some sort of disaster. It could just be walking under the ladder and the ladder falls on you, or somebody drops a bucket on your head.
I have a vague recollection of talking this exact subject on another podcast some years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember what the reasoning was for things like walking under a ladder being bad luck, or cats crossing your path being bad luck, or because there's some weird ones that I've seen and heard over the years. Like when I moved up north or northward from when I used to live in London, people suddenly started saying, "Oh, you can't walk over 3 manhole covers in a row." I'm like, why? Yeah, so when you get the big square manhole covers, usually they're 1 or 2, but occasionally you'll see 3 of them all together.
Okay.
And people go, "Oh, you can't walk across all 3 of them." I'm like, why? And no one can ever tell me. They're just like, "Oh no, you just don't do it." You know, like you don't walk under a ladder, or you don't do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get not walking under a ladder because someone could drop something on you and it's going to hurt a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Or not, it could just kill you outright, and you'd never know. But that one I get. But walking over 3 manhole covers in a row, I don't understand.
I've never heard that.
No, I'd never heard it until I moved north. And
really? Did you hear that from more than one person?
Mm-hmm.
It could be just one strange.
No, more than one person. More than one person told me that, and it was very bizarre.
The thing with superstitions is there are superstitions, and then there are things that are well known, and then things that there are adaptations of these things, and it probably get localized things. Like say, okay, as I was saying, not superstitious, but I think I'd prefer not to walk under a ladder.
I agree.
and here's one: if I'm driving along and I see a magpie,
do you salute the magpie?
I do salute.
Are you one of those?
But and I remember stupidly saying to somebody once, "Does it matter which hand you salute with?"
What a ridiculous thing to say.
It is a ridiculous thing to say if you think about it, because actually, no, it doesn't fucking matter if you do it at all.
No.
But no. So anyway,
even if it did, there is only one hand that you salute with, and there are, unless you don't have that hand, unless that hand doesn't exist.
But there's still part of me that thinks I'm driving. I don't want any bad luck, just in case. So just in case it's true, I don't want that. I don't want bad luck.
So you give them a while you're driving down the road.
Yeah. Or sometimes
Give it the old Yankee style.
Yeah, whatever.
I know one other person that does that, and it's baffled me for the longest time.
Yeah.
And I've always just said to them, I'm like, why do you do that? Oh, it's to make sure good luck. And it's like, but again, people go, oh, you see, an odd number of magpies is bad luck, but an even number is good luck.
I've never heard that. I mean, the thing is, giving a slope, it's easy to do. Driving along, boop, there we go. Give it something. I'm not doing, longest way up, shortest way down, up 2, 3 down. I'm not doing that. And I bash my hand on the what do we call it, on the door.
The door, yeah.
Did that. I've tried to do that. But anyway, so magpies, yes. But there are other things related to magpies. So some people say, they have like a little saying as well that goes with it. So they'll salute the magpie and say something like, "Hello, Mr. Magpie. How's the wife?" or something. If you know this, get in the chat.
Yeah, please tell us in the chat.
Yeah.
Again, I've got a vague recollection of someone telling me that, and I'm just like, that's nonsense.
I mean, obviously it is. Obviously the whole thing is. But yeah, I wouldn't go that far. That would be ridiculous, of course. Saluting a magpie, that's fine, but talking to it.
Hello, Mr. Magpie. How are you today?
Actually hear.
I hope you find delicious worms and something in the way. I don't know.
Yeah, but only if it's a single magpie.
But there you go, because if it's a single magpie, it's bad luck. But if there's two of them, it's fine.
Yeah,
you don't need to salute them because they're good luck.
Yes, because it's one for luck, or one for
the money, two for the show.
No, it's one for luck, two for joy, three for a girl, and four for a boy. But it goes on. It does go on. I will try and find what the actual thing is.
5 for a horse, 6 for a pair of trousers, 7 for an ashtray.
7.
Sorry, yeah, 7 for Len Goodman, and 8 for an ashtray. I don't know. But it's that I've never thought about that and never understood that particular superstition. It's like, what's going to happen if you don't salute the magpie? You just saved yourself half a calorie by not moving your arm up and back down again.
Well, now you got to bear with me for a moment because, hang on, something's happened. Right, we were talking about having technical difficulties. At the moment, I've got technical difficulty because into my ears, I'm getting the live feed. So about a minute behind because I've accidentally pressed something.
Oh,
because
I thought it was me.
Again, Friday the 13th, the mouse stopped working. So now I'm using the other mouse, which is not connecting to the screen that's got the thing coming through.
Damn you,
now
Friday
I'm hearing
13.
myself say all of that. Right. I've silenced it.
Okay, you've cured that problem.
The voices in my head have now gone. What was I doing? Oh yes,
You're going to look up the magpie thing. While you do that, I'm going to do the quintessentially British thing and complain about the weather.
Okay, you do that.
Well, I had to put my central heating on this morning. It's the middle of September, and I've had to use my central heating because it was 2 degrees Celsius, and that's 38 Fahrenheit, I think.
Yeah.
36 Fahrenheit this morning outside, and inside my house was 11 degrees Celsius, which is 52, 53. And I was just like, why is it so bloody cold in the middle of September? This is ridiculous. And tomorrow's going to be just as cold in the morning. I mean, it's warmed up as the day's gone on, but it's going to be the same again tomorrow morning at about 6 a.m. But then next week it's going to start getting warmer again. We're back into the 20s come Friday.
Mm-hmm.
What the actual F is going on?
Yeah.
We've had next to no summer. That we literally had 2 weeks where it was really nice, like 1 week of really good weather, then a break, and then another week of really nice weather. And that's it. We're done. And I'm like, I had to put my central heating on this morning. I'm layering up. I've got, that's why I'm wearing a hoodie tonight, because I'm like, it's getting cold already.
Yeah.
And as we've discussed before, the first opportunity I get to put a hoodie on, I'm putting a hoodie on.
I was freezing the other day. It was ridiculous.
So, yeah.
Madness.
September.
Yeah. So anyway, here we go. I mean, there are lots of different versions, apparently, according to my research, which I was doing whilst you were talking about the weather. But here it goes. One for sorrow. So it's I mean, some say one for luck, but it's effectively the same thing. So if you salute, you don't get the sorrow. Yeah?
Okay.
So one for sorrow, two for joy, three for a girl, four for a boy, five for silver, six for gold, seven for a secret never be told, eight for a wish, nine for a kiss, 10 for a bird you must not miss. There we go. Complete nonsense.
Yeah, total rubbish.
Oh, hang on. Right. I think there's even more.
Oh.
One for sorrow, two for joy, three for a girl, four for a boy, five for silver, six for gold, seven for a secret never told. Devil, devil, I defy thee. Devil, devil, I defy thee. Devil, devil, I defy thee. Oh, the magpie brings us tidings of news both fair and foul. She's more cunning than the raven, more wise than any owl. For she brings us news of the harvest, of barley, wheat, and corn. And she knows when we'll go to our graves, and how we shall be born. Anyway, so that's magpies.
I mean, total bullshit, if you ask me. That's honestly what it sounds like, just TBS.
Original question back to you. Are you superstitious at all, CJ?
No, not even a little.
Would you walk under a ladder?
I mean, I wouldn't walk under a ladder, but that's called common sense. That was taught to me when I was very young, that you don't walk under ladders, not for superstitious reasons, but because someone's likely to drop a paint can on your head.
I believe that's probably where that one started.
I'm pretty sure that is where it started. Don't
walk under a ladder because it's bloody dangerous.
Yeah, it's like the whole break a mirror, 7 years bad luck. I mean, I haven't heard that one for a very long time, but that was a thing when I was a kid. It was, no, don't break a mirror, you'll get 7 years bad luck. And it was even in the film Sword in the Stone, one of my favourite films. There's a bit where Prince John smashes a mirror over Sir Hiss's head, and he's like, 7 years bad luck.
Well, breaking a mirror is believed to bring 7 years of bad luck because mirrors were once thought to reflect the soul. Damaging the mirror was said to damage your soul as well.
Okay. I mean, I'd love to believe things like that, but I just don't see any evidence to support it. Same as the whole, isn't it? If you get an itch on one of the palms of your hands, means either you're going to come into money or lose money or something. It's like if you get an itch on your left hand, you're going to lose money. If you get an itch on the palm of your right hand, you're going to be rich.
I hadn't heard that.
I get itches on the palm of my right hand all the time. I am still not rich.
I never get itchy palms of the hands.
I do, usually because I'm manhandling my mouse all day, and it gets a bit sweaty sometimes, and
okay,
especially in the hot weather, and then you have to give it a bit of a. But I'm still not rich. Lose money, get rich, and that's it.
Right. Okay.
But again, it's superstition that I don't believe because it's happened many times, and I cannot correlate winning anything or getting any kind of income, your financial benefit from having an itchy right hand, or immediately following having an itchy right hand.
But do you think about it when you do have an itchy hand?
I do, yeah, sometimes.
Interesting.
Because I go, oh, itchy right hand, especially if it's on a Friday. I'll be like, itchy right hand. Maybe I'll win the lottery tonight.
Yeah.
And then I don't. So it's bollocks.
Yeah. See, that's bordering on the superstitious because you're thinking about it.
And I think the universe knows. So I'm not superstitious, but I believe the universe has a plan.
Yeah.
The universe knows that because I'm thinking about it, it's not going to let me win. Because I think about it. Because I go, oh, I've got a line on the Euro Millions tonight. Maybe I'll win. And here's how I'll spend my money, and then I don't win.
Do you believe in fate?
Not really, no.
You don't believe there's a grand design and we're all just pawns in something that's all going to happen the way it's going to happen, whatever we do?
Well, I believe in fate in so much as it really doesn't matter what I do in my life, I'm still going to die at the end of it.
Well, that's a given.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the extent of it, though. But I don't believe that there's a grand plan for me specifically. I'm just going about my life, and it is what I make it.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just have a quick fire and see if there's anything here that you wouldn't do.
Okay.
I was going to say break a mirror, but obviously you wouldn't intentionally break a mirror.
I don't intentionally break mirrors, but it has happened.
Well, the thing is, how good is the mirror? I mean, maybe you've got to save up for 7 years to buy a new mirror. So breaking mirror, walking under a ladder, you wouldn't do that because you're not stupid. Black cats crossing your path.
I'm just like,
I think black cats get a bit of a raw deal, don't they?
They really do get a bad rap.
Yeah.
They really do get a bad, and I don't understand why. I mean, I get it. It's all this whole, witches and devil spawn or whatever, but I don't believe any of that. It's like, oh, okay, a black cat crossed my path. All right.
Yeah.
At which point I will salute said cat, because I do it to all cats, and because I just go morning, and that's it.
Okay.
But it's not a superstition thing. It's not a superstition thing. It's literally I do it because I find it amusing to myself.
Right. Okay.
Because I lead a very sad, shallow life. I have to amuse myself by saluting and saying good morning to a cat.
Right. Okay.
If I see one.
All cats?
I say all cats. If I see them, morning.
Interesting. So they don't have to be cats that are commissioned?
No.
Any cats?
Any cat. Commission or otherwise, yeah.
Okay. Just any enlisted cat.
Yeah.
Okay. Knocking on wood. Oh, the superstition of knocking on wood.
Okay.
Touch wood.
I was going to say, how often do people say touch wood and then find some wood to touch? But I feel like that's not a superstition thing. That's just a bad habit thing because everyone does it.
Yeah, it's a bit like a tick, isn't it?
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, touch wood," and they go, "Oh."
That's when they do this. Touch wood.
Oh yeah, I mean those people are just.
Are you some kind of idiot?
I know they're the sort of that's the sort of person that turns up to the door of an office and says, "Knock, knock."
Oh God, yeah.
Don't say it.
I'm gonna throw my stapler at you if you do that.
You fucking idiot. You don't say it, you do it.
Just knock.
Knock on the door. Don't stand there and say it.
Yeah.
Oh.
But no, touch wood or knock on wood is actually an interesting one because I do that.
Right.
I mean, I say it's not a super, but maybe it is. But I've just done it all the time because I've seen everyone else do it all the time. And you kind of go, it's when I'll be in a meeting and I'll be like, and hopefully everything will go really well, knock wood or touch wood.
Yeah.
Because it's just something you say. It's just part of conversation. It's just part of the intricacies of how we communicate. We say stuff like that.
We do. And often we don't know why we say it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now, here's one. Spilling salt. If you spill salt, it's considered to be bad luck because salt was once a very valuable commodity. Didn't some Roman soldiers used to get paid in salt? Because it was quite
possibly.
It was a bit like had a value like gold. But to ward off bad luck, after spilling the salt, you should throw a pinch of salt over your left shoulder to blind the devil. I
mean, just plug a nostril and start snorting. That'll get rid of the devil pretty quickly. Because you'll just kill yourself. So
yeah.
We're going dark today, folks.
I don't know what was going on there. But I have to say, I have done that. But usually because I've been clumsy, I'm like, oh, look, spilled salt. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I don't do that. But people have said to me that, if I've spilled a bit of salt, they go, "Oh, you should throw some over your shoulders." Like, why? Because I'm just going to create a mess behind me as well as the mess I've just made on the table.
Yeah.
There's zero logic to this.
Okay. I don't think superstition and logic really necessarily go together.
No, they really don't.
Now, here we go. Friday the 13th, which is what today is pretty much so. Friday the 13th. There's something here that about it. The fear of Friday the 13th. So it's a fear. The fear of Friday the 13th, which is called Triskade icocaphobia. Triskaphobia, or something like that.
Bless you.
It comes from the combination of Friday, considered an unlucky day in many cultures, and the number 13, which is often seen as unlucky because it disrupts the harmony of the number 12, which makes no sense in of itself. Now, am I right? There are places where there isn't a room 13, or sometimes a floor 13.
Actually, I've heard this, and I did check it once when I went into a Premier Inn, is that there is no room 13 on any floor in a hotel. Room 13 does not exist. So like 13, 113, 213 doesn't exist. And I looked at it in a Premier Inn when I was up in Scotland last, and there wasn't a room 13.
Yeah.
I was like, how weird is that? Again, I'm just like, that's just really odd. It just feels wrong. It's like, it's just a number.
Yeah.
It's two digits. It means nothing. Yeah. Add them together, you get 4.
But it's strange, isn't it? I mean, people having their little quirky ways and saluting magpies or saluting cats. I mean, that's just people, isn't it? But if you've got an organization that says, hang on, what we're going to do within our whole business plan or our plans for this building, our logical engineering is we're going to throw in the fact that we don't want a 13. We don't want a 13th floor. We don't want a room 13. It's very, very strange that you would do that.
Yeah. There we go.
But hey,
when I found out why is 13 unlucky in hotels, you'll never see the 13th floor of a hotel. Why is there no room number 13 or 13th floor in a hotel? Okay, travel gossip. Superstitions explained. For many people, number 30 is many theories exist about the origins of the superstition, including religious beliefs, historical events, and cultural practices. Despite the lack of concrete evidence, the superstition continues to persist in many parts of the world, and hotels often avoid the number 13 in room numbering and floor plans to appease superstitious guests. I guess it's one of those things where if you ever went to a hotel and asked the hotel owner, whatever their name, the proprietor of the establishment, why it doesn't exist, they'll just be like, tradition.
Yeah.
Which is a word I don't like. I've come to realize this over the last 5 or so years. I don't like the word tradition.
Right. Okay.
It's just an excuse not to change.
Interesting. Okay. So
people use it wrong. They use it wrongly. So is that the wrong? I don't know. Anyway,
incorrectly.
Incorrectly. Thank you.
They incorrectly use the word wrongly.
Yeah. So like when somebody says tradition to me, I'm thinking, dining in nights at RAF stations or any military establishment where it is a formal dinner. There are rules that you should follow. There are things that you should do because it's a special occasion, maybe. But even then, I sit there going, but this is so antiquated. I mean, to me, there should be some basic rules, so social rules. Like if you are at a formal event, leave your phone at home or leave your phone in your room. You don't need your mobile phone on you. There's no reason for you to take it out of your pocket and do anything because you should be socializing with people. That's the whole point of the event. But when people say, oh, traditionally we've done this, and it's just like, but yeah, what you're doing now is wrong, is outdated, and in some cases downright dangerous. And they use the word tradition as an excuse not to implement any kind of change, not to bring themselves into the 21st century. And I'm thinking like, and I've heard it used in like health and safety situations. I've heard it used even in IT, even in what I do. People go, they'll either throw out the word tradition, or sometimes, and this is more common now, people don't tend to use tradition as much, but more commonly now people just go, oh, but we've always done it this way. It's like, but why have you always done it that way? And why have you not changed it? Oh, we've always done things a certain way, but yeah, that was how you did it 10 years ago. That was the accepted practice. The accepted practice now, or the standard now, is much higher, and you need to change with the times. And you can't hide behind tradition and we've always done it this way. It's like, and I think about like the royal household and the traditions around the royal household, and it's like, hell, if King Charles wants to kick around in a polo shirt and chinos, he should be allowed to. Why does he have to wear a suit all the time? What's the point? Tradition? No, just. You want to wear t-shirt and jeans? Wear t-shirt and jeans. Who cares? I don't.
Well, yeah, but then you could say that for anything, really, couldn't you? I mean, you just take. I mean, the thing is, you have formal dress for certain things. There are certain things that he would wear a suit for. There's certain things he wouldn't wear a suit for. He's unlikely to be rocking around in t-shirt and jeans.
I know,
but he's likely to be wearing, something more casual or something sporting when it comes to whatever the activity is.
Yeah, suitable for the activity, but it is just all that, I don't know.
Because the thing I was going to bring up when you said that. Well, first of all, was to work out whether or not you meant you don't like the word tradition because it's misused by people who say things like, "Well, we've always done it like this." Well, yeah, you may well have done, but have you looked at other ways of doing things? And actual real traditions. So talking about the royals, like having a crown, for example. Well, having a crown is a tradition. Is it required? Well, it's not really required. I mean, you could have a flat cap if you wanted, but it doesn't mean that we should necessarily get rid of traditions.
No, and like you're saying, I think it's the misuse of the word that I don't like. And like I say, there's some examples I'll get in the workplace when people go, "Oh, but it's tradition. We do." It's tradition. We all go and get pissed at the Christmas dinner. Yeah. No, that's not a tradition. That's just you being an alcoholic. I don't need to follow that tradition. Thanks very much.
Because there was something raised talking of traditions. Actually, this week in the media, and that was bearskins. Now, I mean, this happens every now and again. I mean, probably every 5 years or so, it comes around. Everybody says, "Oh no, we shouldn't have bearskins because poor old bears."
Not actually made out of bearskins, everybody.
Well, they are made out of bearskins.
No, they're not.
They're made out of bears.
Not anymore, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
No. I thought they got rid of that a long time ago.
No. They trialled it and it was pants.
Oh, yeah, they were terrible.
Yeah. But no, they're still bearskins.
Okay. I thought they changed that.
No. So
shame on them.
So there's lots of people complaining about the fact that it's bearskins. And I take the point that actually it's a byproduct of the fact that there's going to be dead bears anyway, which there would be. But one of the things they're talking about is the fact that, or complaining about rather, is the cost of them. And they're saying, "Oh yeah, the bearskins now these bearskins cost about £2,040." I'm like, actually, that's a lot less than I actually thought.
So that's less than I was thinking.
I was thinking £5,000 plus at least. So I think they're getting a bargain. And if you've got a dead bear, and let's face it, when they have these, well, it's the same for the uniforms, the bear skins, all the equipment, it lasts for an absolute age.
As to many things in the military, because they're taught how to look after them.
Yeah. In fact, talking to the king, there was something I was watching, and he was, I mean, this was a while ago. This might have been about 5 years ago or something. And he was talking at some event, and he was wearing Air Force uniform. And he said, "Oh yes, this was made for me in 1970." Blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, so his uniform has been around for that long.
Yeah, 50+ years. Yeah.
And why would it not be? You know, it's not necessarily going to wear out, is it? You wear these things not very often. As long as something's looked after, it doesn't cost an absolute fortune to constantly replace these things.
No.
Yeah. Whereas, you know, if you just rock up in a t-shirt, how many different t-shirts are you going to have since the 1970s?
I mean, me, loads.
Yeah.
Starting from the 1980s. So, I was around in the 70s, but no, and that's really true. It's that whole, those kind of uniforms should be worn sparingly, and therefore they don't require replacement. And again, as long as they're cared for properly and stored properly as well. And I think that's one of the things that some people struggle with. Is that how would you store that? Well, it should be in a bag, really.
Yeah.
In a proper suit carrying bag to keep the moths away from it.
Mm-hmm.
To keep it clean and fresh, stop it from getting sun bleached and all that stuff. I mean, good on Charlie though. If that's the same uniform he's had since the 70s, because well, he's clearly stayed the same size since the 70s.
Well, I mean, that
son of a bitch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's had another one since then, but I think if you get into, getting into middle age and still having the same size, great. But I mean, there comes a point where you just can't quite keep up with it.
True.
I never kept up with it. I've been constantly enlarging for the last 30 years.
I'm going to say I've been getting bigger for the last 38 years. So, it's never ending. I was always told I'd stop growing when I turn 18, but nope. I stopped growing up and started growing out. So,
yeah. This is it. I grew out, but quite honestly, I never grew up. Yeah.
Growing old is compulsory. Growing up is optional.
Absolutely. What were we talking about? Tradition.
It was superstition, but we moved into tradition.
Yes, we did. Should we get back to superstition?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't even know how we got onto that. Something about Friday the 13th.
Something about that, yeah.
Something along those lines.
Anyway, yeah. So what else is on your superstition list?
What else? Opening umbrellas indoors. I mean, you just wouldn't do that anyway because it's unwieldy.
I was going to say, again, common sense tells you if you're going to open an umbrella indoors, you're more likely to take someone's eye out, I think.
Yeah.
So common sense tells you not to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. However, I will open an umbrella indoors if there is a leak from the flat above me when I was living in my flat. I was like, umbrella, thank you.
Actually, to be fair, sometimes if you need to dry out an umbrella...
Yeah, you got to open it indoors.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I suppose you could. But it's an interesting... I'm talking about traditions and things that people say and, not necessarily make an awful lot of sense. The thing that you just said, you could have somebody's eye out. When was the last time you saw somebody have their eye poked out?
Never.
How many times have you heard somebody say, "Oi, watch out, you'll have somebody's ie out"?
Never. Sorry, no, that happens all the time. Sorry.
That happens all the time.
But I've never seen it happen. But maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just one of those learned behaviours because your parents say it to you so often. Don't do that, or you'll have someone's eye out. You just then stop doing stuff like that because you think you're going to take yours or someone else's eye out.
Yeah. Or maybe, actually, it's because we constantly say that to one another that nobody's had their eye taken out.
Yeah, that's what I mean, learned behaviour.
If we didn't have that as an expression, there'd be loads of people going around with an eye missing.
Yeah.
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 That's food for thought, isn't it?
That really is food for thought. Like, I was thinking I was thinking about King Harold, the Battle of Hastings, arrow through the eye. Yeah, maybe that was the point where somebody, was looking at archers going, yeah, you want to be careful of that. You can have someone's eye out.
That's the idea, mate. But
Maybe that was the tragic irony of the Battle of Hastings, was it was
yeah.
King Harold just shouting at the archers, oh, you'll have someone's eye out if you're not careful.
Yeah, forgot what I was going to say now.
Oh, sorry.
Well, Battle of Hastings. So, yeah, having your eye out.
Opening umbrellas indoors. Parents saying, "Don't do that. You'll have someone's eye out."
Oh yeah, no, I would know what I was going to say. So with the whole, you'll have somebody's eye out, and therefore nobody has their eye out because we use that expression. This bringing it back to walking under a ladder. How many people are actually injured walking under a ladder?
I feel like more than there should be.
Possibly, but would there be a lot of people damaged going under ladders if it wasn't for that superstition? If it wasn't for people thinking, oh, I won't go under a ladder because something nasty might happen. Maybe
it has had a positive effect.
Yeah.
It's what we would call at work a positive intervention.
Excellent.
Saying, don't walk under ladders, it's bad luck. Oh, why is that? Clang. Piano. Yeah.
So there we go. What else have we got on the list? Horseshoes for good luck.
I don't get that.
Well, it says here, because I believe that it's the idea is that the horseshoe contains the good luck.
Yeah, when you hang it, it basically has to be hung with the open end facing up, so it catches the good luck.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Hanging a horseshoe over a door is thought to bring good luck, especially when the ends point upwards. The superstition likely comes from the belief that iron wards off evil spirits.
Okay.
And horseshoes were made of iron. And presumably still are.
Fair enough. I don't know.
Cheese now, are they? I mean,
I don't know what they're made out of now.
Yeah, iron, I imagine, because you have an iron man, don't you? Iron. What do they call them?
Blacksmith.
Blacksmith. That's the one.
I think blacksmithing is generally the manipulation of iron rather than anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
An ironmonger.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Four-leaf clovers for luck. The four-leaf clovers are rare, making them a symbol of good luck.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's because they're so freaking rare.
Yeah, that's right. Each leaf is believed to represent faith, hope, love, and luck. What a load of nonsense.
Yeah.
Here's one. Wishing on a falling star. Seeing a falling... is that the same as a...
meteorite.
Shooting star.
Yeah. Meteorite.
That's the same thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Meteorites.
Yeah. Seeing a falling star and making a wish is a common superstition, as ancient cultures believed stars were symbols of the gods or otherworldly powers, and their fall signaled a rare opportunity to make a wish.
Fair enough. I wonder if the dinosaurs did that when that giant meteor was, the asteroid was coming towards them. Like, falling star. I'm going to make a wish. Oh, I'm dead. Never mind.
Maybe they wished for it, or maybe there was one suicidal dinosaur that screwed it up for the rest of them.
I was just thinking there's just some random stegosaurus kicking around and they see a falling star and like, I really wish those T-Rexes would just bugger off. Leave me alone. Bam.
Yeah.
Dead dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It reminds us, there's a film called Wishmaster. A very old film. Probably not your speed. Not really my speed. It was something my brother is into horror. It's a horror film. And I just ended up watching it one day. And it's basically like, imagine that scenario of, something, a dinosaur going, I just wish all the, apex predator dinosaurs would just disappear because I don't want to be eaten. and the wish is granted by basically wiping out all of the dinosaurs. The film Wishmaster is similar to that, where like somebody could be like, I don't know, ill or in pain or have a broken leg or something, and this creature called the Wishmaster would just be like, I can make the pain go away if you want, and obviously the person's like, yeah, because I don't like pain, and it just kills them. There you go, no more pain, done. Thanks. There you go, that was a nice little sidebar.
Yeah, that would definitely do it.
Yeah, one way of doing
it. Yeah. No,
you granted your wish. You didn't say you wanted to stay alive.
I can only imagine the dinosaurs. The only things I can imagine them doing is thinking, "That's getting close. That's getting closer."
Maybe we should, shove off.
Crossing your fingers is a superstition.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, that's quite a common one, isn't it?
People do that all the time.
Well, yeah.
Fingers crossed it will happen.
Yeah. It's the sort of thing you say. Also, there's the fingers crossed emoji.
Yeah. It's
silly.
I mean, now, I'd say nowadays, it's more just that symbol of hope.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think the last time I used it, I was talking to a friend who basically has been looking for a job for a long time. Just got made redundant and has struggled to find another role. So every time they've messaged me going, "Oh, got another interview," I'll literally just send them a fingers crossed emoji.
Yeah.
And it's that, hope you get it. Good luck. Subsequently, they now have secured another role and they start next month.
Well, there you go then. It works.
Is it my crossing fingers worked? That's it. I'm now superstitious. I believe in superstition.
Crossing your fingers is done for good luck, with origins in early Christianity when the gesture symbolized the power of the cross to grant protection and wishes.
Ugh.
There we go.
Sorry, could you see how enthused I am about that?
You're the one using that power.
That's it.
Getting people jobs.
I have wielded this power. I am Jesus incarnate.
You are.
Yeah.
You could also wield a rabbit's foot. A rabbit's foot is said to be lucky, especially in North America, apparently. Obviously, this isn't lucky for the rabbit.
I was gonna say it's not particularly lucky for the rabbit. Why just the foot? Why not the rest of it?
Yeah. But again, I don't think there's a massive trade in butchering rabbits for their feet. I think this is a byproduct of a dead rabbit.
Well, I think nowadays they're synthetic, and it's just a bit of synthetic fur. And
but then, if it's synthetic, would it work?
A lucky rabbit. Well, that's the point, though, isn't it? People will believe anything. Yeah, and I say that very generally. People will believe anything, and you can just go, well, you don't actually need an actual rabbit's foot. You can have this nice synthetic one that I made that will cost you $1. And people go, oh, okay, great, yeah, thanks, and they keep it because they believe it. That it's that power of belief, isn't it? They believe that it's going to give them good luck. Like people that hang freaking crosses, crucifixes on their house, inside their house, believe that Jesus is going to save them.
Yeah.
It's not the actual crucifix, is it? It's just two bits of wood freaking glued together.
Yeah.
Get over yourself.
I think they're over themselves. I mean, it's just a placebo, isn't it? Effectively.
Yeah, there you go. And same with the rabbit's foot thing.
Yeah.
Same with the horseshoe.
But the belief is that rabbits were connected to fertility and magic in many ancient cultures. Do you know what I would say is there's lots of ancient cultures that talked a lot of bollocks.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cultures which we would perhaps consider to be ancient cultures, but which are now cultures that talk a lot of bollocks. The podcast world, for a start.
I was going to say, I feel like we're a culture that talks a lot of bollocks.
Well, without that much culture.
Yeah.
Stepping on a crack. It's written down here. Stepping on a crack, brackets, break your mother's back. Close brackets.
See, I've heard that one before. It's like when you get the paving slabs on the pavement, the sidewalk, as our friends in America would call it. If you tread on a cracked one, it's bad luck. But no one could ever tell me why. But now I know why.
Yeah. Step on it. You got to wonder why it's cracked in the first place. And I think perhaps this brings us on to a conversation about obesity, and somebody's bringing about bad luck for others. It's a childhood rhyme that warned kids about stepping on cracks on in sidewalks. Some believe that stepping on cracks invites bad luck or harm to family members.
Doesn't specifically say who in the family though.
Well, the rhyme does, doesn't it? It's going to be your mother's back.
Oh, sorry, yeah, mother's back. There you go. Yeah, mother's back. Yeah. Step on a crack, break your mother's back. I mean, yeah, if you step on your mother's crack, you're probably going to hurt her back.
That would work as well, wouldn't it? I mean, your coccyx is going to go for a start.
Yep.
Depending on how heavy you are. But yeah, it'll bring harm to family members. It's probably more likely to bring harm to you because you might trip on the crack.
Yeah.
You don't want to trip on the crack.
You really don't. Tina, did you get a new ass? I had to. The last one had a crack in it.
Throwing coins into a fountain.
Yeah.
Or a well. Oh, actually, it's more likely to be a well. But then people do it with fountains, don't they? As well.
So I think the well is less common nowadays, whereas town centre water features are more common, and people just go, "Oh, I'm just going to throw a penny in there and make a wish." And I mean, I feel like when you're doing that, the only thing you should be wishing for is for the homeless person to find it and go buy themselves a sandwich.
In which case, you just throw it in their direction.
At which point, I just throw it at them.
Yeah.
It was a weird experience at the weekend in Liverpool. So,
oh yeah,
I was stood outside the hotel at like 7:30 in the morning on the Saturday,
and somebody gave some spare change,
and homeless people everywhere walking past, and every single one of them stop and just go, "Have you got any change?" And I'm literally like, "Sorry, I don't." And I'm literally thinking to myself, in today's society, who's carrying change? I feel like homeless people are need to get themselves this, what is it, iZettle or Zettel or whatever it is, little card reader thing. So because people don't carry change anymore, they can just go, "You got any change?" And people like me go, "Sorry, I don't carry cash." Yeah. And they can just whip out this Zettel thing and just be like, "That's all right. Make a donation, contactless." And I literally, you're almost playing them into a corner, and you just go, I'd literally just be like, "All right, just stick a couple of quid on, and I'll beep it. Done." Technology can easily catch us out now, if with the right application, and I feel like homeless people, there needs to be something where homeless people can carry around a card reader.
I don't think that would work.
Well, it's a nice idea.
It's an amusing thought, but in reality, if somebody came along and said, "Have you got any spare change?" and you said, "No, I don't carry any cash," and they say, "Well, I've got a card reader," I think you'd more like to say, "Oh, go and get bent."
You'd be like, "If you have a card reader, why do you need my money?" That's what most people will think. But no, literally, just the thought. This, folks, is what happens early in the morning when I'm fresh out of bed and I'm stood outside having a vape.
Yeah.
These things happen, and I just go, my mind just kind of drifts a little bit and goes, actually, yeah. But the thing is, I mean, in the chat, get in the comment, do you carry cash, chat? People who are watching, listening, get in the chat, comments, whatever. Do you carry cash? I do not. I don't remember the last time I carried cash.
I've usually got something, but not an awful lot. And I end up carrying the same bit of old change about. but it's usually just some copy. It's not. If somebody was after some spare change, they'd be very disappointed if I gave them everything in my pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I say is you bring out this handful of coins that totals 20 pence.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. I don't carry. Actually, no. I remember the last time I had cash on me, and that was when I went to my old barber shop because they did cash only. So it's that I had to stop at the cash machine on the way to then pay as I left. But literally, as soon as I got home, that change went into a jar because I don't need to carry cash with me. I'm not even. There was a time where you'd have a couple of quid in the centre console of your car. So, like, if you went over, I don't know, like the Dartford crossing. You'd be like, "There's your £2. See you later."
Yeah.
I got caught out with that because I went over the Dartford before it went all, toll boothless. I went over the Dart without money, assuming they would take card. Because I'm like, this is the 21st century. It's 2017, I think it was. I'm like, this is or whenever it was, and I'm like, got a card, and they go, we don't take card, and I'm like, well, I got no cash, so what do we do now? Yeah. I can't drive back. And they end up filling out this form, and you got to. It was a nightmare, and I was just like, literally got me thinking, why do they not take cards?
Yeah.
The M6 toll takes cards. Why does the Dartford crossing not take card?
Yeah.
What a ridiculous concept. And then they got rid of the toll booths anyway and went all automated and put the price up. So
yeah.
Because that makes sense. Well, we got to pay for it somehow. Well, I'm pretty sure you paid for it already, but whatever.
You probably paid for it by not having to employ people to take cash.
That's what I mean. You put the price up. You haven't got people taking cash. You don't have to maintain the booths anymore. You don't have to handle the cash and walk to the bank, anything like that. It's all automated. And by putting the price up to £2.50, I'm pretty sure you've paid for it now. And it's been that way for years now.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure you paid for it. Bring the price back down, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, the whole point of these toll things is to pay for the thing in the first place. Like, at some point, surely the M6 toll road is paid for.
I mean, it pays for the ongoing maintenance. That's the thing. Not that I have ever seen roadworks on the M6 toll. Never have I seen roadworks on the M6 toll. But it is supposed to pay for maintenance and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But even the M6 toll now, I don't remember the last time I saw a person on the M6 toll.
Yeah, I think the services should pay for that. Yeah. I think they should pay for it all. In fact,
but then they're going to transfer that cost to the customer anyway.
But they already do, don't
they? Do.
If they charge you £1,000 for a Burger King Whopper, then they can jolly well pay all of our road tax. Thank you very much. Anyway, very soon we'll be paying per mile.
I was going to say, I've been hearing this thing about toll, basically like national tolls and pay per mile, and not that I do that already by putting fuel in the car. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that for a few years, but nothing's ever really come of it. I think there's going to be strong resistance if they do try and do that.
Mm-hmm.
But they would absolutely have to get rid of VED. Road tax would have to disappear if they're going to start charging by the mile.
Yeah.
But then again, how are you going to police that? Is the government going to mandate that everyone has a tracker on their car? Because there's now a massive privacy issue there.
Oh, of course there is, but I don't think they'll care. Certainly not this one, anyway.
Oh, Two-Tick here won't care.
Oh, no.
He won't give a toss.
No, I mean, it'll just ruin everything for everyone for the next 5 years. Yeah, anyway, so moving on.
Superstitions.
Right, yeah, let's go back to superstitions. I don't even want to think about...
Yeah, sorry, CJ went on a rant again. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah. But here we go. This is a good one. But, actually, going back to the coins in the fountain or coins in the well, the Romans are involved in this one.
Bloody Romans.
Bloody Romans. What have they ever done for us? Tossed a coin into a fountain. Apparently, whilst doing that and making a wish comes from ancient Roman beliefs that water was a gateway to the gods.
Okay.
There you go.
And they have like Neptune and that stuff. Is that Roman? No, that's Greek.
Yeah, they were Greek.
Who do the Romans have in the water?
Just the gods.
Okay.
Yeah, the people would leave money there as offerings to gain favor or blessings.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did that work out for them?
Well, I mean, obviously they're all dead now. But
Exactly.
I don't think that was as a result of giving away the
No, but that's the thing. It's like, oh, I'm going to toss money and hope for good fortune. Well, how's that working out for you?
Yeah. Lost some money.
Yeah.
Um,
That's it. I look at it as if I can afford to throw money into a fountain, I'm probably already doing okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if I can justify just throwing money away like that, even though, okay, I realise there's a double standard there because I do play the lottery. I do spend money on the lottery every week. So there is already a thing there about me just throwing away money. I might as well just take it out back and set fire to it.
Yeah,
because I'm not getting anything back. I think I worked out my returns on the lottery at one point were like 10%.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Out of all the money I'd ever put in, I'd only ever won 10%. 10% of it I got back, and I'm like, not really a fair. Probably even less than that now. I haven't had winnings from the lottery for a long time.
I tell you what, I was thinking about. I every now and again I think about this, and it annoys me. And I was thinking about it today, and it's just the attitude that people have when they say, "Well, hang on, if you can afford that, then you can pay for this." Like that, it's never made any sense to me.
No.
So, like for example, the whole debate about private schools came up recently because of the VAT thing.
Right.
Thanks, Keir. And again, it's another thing where people will say, well, if you can afford to send your children to a private school, then of course you can afford another 20%. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that. That's like saying, hang on a minute, you can afford to buy colour television for £300. In that case, you can spend £400.
Well,
It doesn't follow that because you've got £300, you've got £400. If you've got 10 grand, doesn't mean you've got
doesn't mean you've got 11.
Grand.
Yeah, or 12.
No. It just doesn't mean that. In fact, if anything, it means you've got a lot less money.
Yep.
Well, if you can afford to go on holiday, you can afford to buy a car. No,
not how it works.
No, that's not how it works. Idiots. Anyway, that's my little rant. Bird.
It's the word.
It is the word. That's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah.
Bird was very much the word just then.
Yeah.
A bird pooping. A bird pooing on you is a sign of good luck.
No, it's a sign that a bird just took a shit on you.
Yeah, that happened. I saw that happen once at school. It was hilarious.
Happened to me once.
Yeah, the guy just got bird shat on.
Yeah,
shat in his jumper.
Yeah, that's literally what it was. I remember walking to school, and it was just suddenly bird strike. I was like, oh, okay. Guess I'm going home to get changed then.
But it was good luck. It was lucky because it was amusing, and it amused a lot more people than him. So, yeah. While it's usually a nuisance, some cultures believe that if a bird poos on you, it brings good luck. This may stem from the idea that rare occurrences is a sign of fortune.
Yeah, I get that, but still, having a wild animal take a dump on me is not my idea of good luck.
Yeah.
If anything, that's my idea of bad luck, because, like I say, now I've got to go and deal with that.
Yeah. There's probably clubs for that kind of thing. Next one, breaking the wishbone. After a meal, two people pull on either side of a wishbone, usually from a turkey or chicken. Whoever gets the larger piece is believed to have their wish granted. This dates back to I don't know who it dates back to. Anyway, dates back. So
Back in the day.
wishbones bring you wishes, obviously. That's why it's called
that's
wishbone.
why it's called a wishbone, isn't it?
Yeah. So it must be true if it's called the wishbone.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. If you break the wishbone in your car, that's not good luck.
No, that's right.
No, that's not good luck. That's expensive.
It's a similar principle as the Christmas cracker, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you get the big end, you win the prize.
True. Even though I think generally nowadays everyone just kind of pulls the crackers at the same time, then gives it back to the person who that cracker belonged to begin with.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bex has been in the chat.
Oh, somebody's in the chat.
Yeah,
Crikey.
Bex has jumped in. Hi, Bex. Welcome. Good to see you. I got pooed on by a bird at school, and I was the teacher. It never brought me any luck. Okay. I bet it brought great luck for the kids, though. But they had much entertainment from that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, how do you know it didn't bring you any? This is the thing with the whole luck thing. Now, Bex might have had bad luck that day, but actually, it kind of, because of the bird poo, she ended up having medium luck.
Yeah. So here we go. CJ goes back into multiverse theory. Imagine a universe, Bex, where you didn't get pooed on. What was that person's day like?
Yeah.
Was it an absolutely terrible day? Were the kids just being a nightmare? Did that version of you break the heel on the shoe, or I don't know, something? Did you get stabbed? I don't know.
Sliding doors.
Yeah, exactly. So you never know. Like I say, it could be that actually your fortunes did turn around. You just don't know because you didn't have the bad luck.
Bex, getting shat on by a bird might have been the best thing that ever happened to you.
Maybe.
Find a penny, pick it up.
And all the day, you'll have good luck.
Yes.
So I'm told.
Yeah. What's the other bit to that? Give it to a friend and your luck will never end.
Something like that.
Yeah. Now, especially if it's heads up, apparently, that's supposed to be good luck. It's linked to the ancient belief that metal objects, particularly coins, were gifts from the gods.
Okay. Oh, okay, I get that.
Yeah. Mm.
Make it rain money.
Yeah. Hiccups mean someone is talking about you. I've never heard that before.
I've never heard that before. Yeah. Although the exact nature of hiccups, I don't know either. I don't know why they exist, where they come from.
Well, people say that if you have a warm ear, don't you? If you've got like a hot ear.
Yeah, ears are burning, yeah.
Ears burning, that's it.
Yeah, ears burning.
Yeah. But, hiccups. This superstition suggests that if you have hiccups, it means someone is gossiping or talking about you. It originates from folklore, where hiccups were seen as a sign of external forces affecting your body.
Okay. Voodoo for gossip. Got it.
Yeah. No, it's just the diaphragm doing stuff. I find it really annoying, actually.
Oh, it really is.
It's so annoying.
But it's that whole thing, hold your breath, or someone scares you, or make you laugh, it'll get rid of them. It's like, that never works.
It never works.
They just disappear on their own.
Yeah.
Eventually.
But you never notice it. It's not like they suddenly come along,
yeah.
But then they go away and you're like, oh, I had hiccups earlier. When did that stop?
Yeah, that's like, you get hiccups, you go, oh, I've got hiccups. And then they go away, and then you kind of go, oh, I guess they've just gone away then.
Yeah.
But I don't recall when the last one was. Yeah, I get it.
Anyone in the chat, have you ever remembered not having hiccups? Having hiccups and then remembering that they've stopped. When they stopped. Tell us, what happened? What did it feel like? What thoughts were going through your head?
Oh.
And do you know why? And do you have a cure?
Yeah.
If you've got a cure for hiccups, please do get in the chat. Bex has been in the chat and then retracted her message.
Yeah.
So
I did see it. Well, maybe, but I don't feel like I have had nothing but bad luck since that happened.
Oh dear.
So the thing is, so even though you retract the message, Bex, it still comes through on the video feed, so it's still sat at the top of the screen right now. So that's where I've just read it from.
Exposed.
Yep.
Crossing paths with a funeral procession. Basically the same thing as crossing paths with a black cat.
Yeah, well, the funeral procession thing, again, common courtesy, maybe a respect thing, should be don't walk in front of a funeral procession, wait for them to go past, show some respect.
I don't think it means walking in front of it. I think it just means coming across one, which is a bit unfortunate if you're actually at the funeral. Yeah.
I always thought the term crossing paths meant that they're coming one direction and you literally cross right in front of them.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole thing about a black cat crossing your path. It's because what do? You see a black cat walking towards you. What are you going to do? You're like, I've got to dance around this thing now. Either way, you're going to cross paths at some point. Yeah. Unless it is walking perpendicular and going the opposite direction.
Well, yes. I mean, it doesn't say collide.
No.
I mean, you can cross paths. You can cross paths behind something.
Mm.
It's not like, you're leaping in front of a funeral procession.
Sorry.
That would be a bit rude.
I need to address something in the chat.
Yeah.
Bex, can you please explain to me how you drink water backwards? There is only one way to drink water. How do you do it backwards?
Up the bum.
Fucking give yourself a colonic, and that's going to cure your hiccups. All right, okay.
No, actually, I think I understand. I think I've heard this before, and I think I understand how this is achieved. Bex, you'll have to let me know if this is vaguely what it was. So basically, it instead of drinking like that, you drink like that. So you kind of tip it that way. Does that make sense?
No.
So
because it just sounds like I'm going to get everything wet.
Yes. Well, you probably would. But imagine the glasses to your lips like that.
All right.
But you tip your head over so that you can tip it in. Do you know what I think that is? I think that's just a distraction.
Yes, distraction technique.
And it distracts you in such a way that's what makes the hiccups go away.
Yeah.
You're just pissing around with something.
Yeah, she just said, yeah, something like that, Ted.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm never, ever going to try that. Like, it's not even, I've forgotten about it already. I'm never going to try.
Interestingly, though, if you did have a colonic, I bet that would take the hiccups away.
It really would.
That would be a distraction. Yeah.
It really would be a distraction.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. And that's the whole making them laugh, making them jump. It's the whole distraction technique.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hiccups will just go away naturally anyway. But you're back to, because you're distracted, you just don't know when they went away. Maybe getting someone to do something crazy like stand on their head and drink a glass of water is probably one of them. I feel like that's what we're getting at is you got to stand on your head and then try and drink a glass of water.
That would be a way of doing it, yeah.
Interesting way of making water come out your nose.
Yeah. Do you know what I've always fancied? One of the they're called inversion boards.
Okay.
So inversion boards. So it's basically something that you strap yourself into, and then you turn yourself upside down. So you're kind of probably about that sort of angle, and you just basically upside down like a bat.
And then you do crunches,
or just stretch.
Or just stretch, yeah.
Just
I've seen like I've seen like apparatus that you can like hook over the door frame, and then you have to be already pretty agile to do this anyway. But you basically get yourself upside down, and you wear these boots that then hook onto the thing that's hanging from the door frame.
Yeah,
and then you do crunches. I have never done that. Mainly because I have the flexibility and grace of a giraffe on a trampoline.
Yeah, there's no way I'd fix something to a door frame
Yeah.
and trust it and be upside down.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really good way of breaking your neck.
Yeah. Well, it's like those. I mean, it's like those like baby bouncers that you hang from a door frame.
Yeah.
You basically clip them to the door frame, and then the baby and it's like, I look at those and I go, that is an accident waiting to happen.
Yeah.
That is not so much just from the baby falling to the floor, because they're generally already on the floor. It's there as a standing aid, but just from the perspective of kid could tug on the thing's going to come off the door frame and crack them in the head.
Right.
It scares the bejesus out of me, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, the actual the end with the clip.
Yeah, the clip that's on the door frame comes off and pings down and hits them.
Yeah.
Because it's elastic.
Like, yeah, I hadn't thought of that.
That kind of thing scares the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Not that I've got kids. I don't have kids, but I'm like, if I ever did.
But when you're in your baby bouncer,
exactly,
you don't want that to happen to you.
That's it. I think about it while I'm in my baby bouncer attached to a door frame.
Yeah.
Just living life. No, things like that just scare. And I know these things are tested and are generally safe, but
they are. But I mean, if anybody's got the internet, they'll have seen multiple examples of people with the bars and they're doing push-ups and then it falls off.
Yeah.
So what's to stop that from pinging off? You're quite right.
Precisely. So,
I think something needs to be done about that. And yes.
So interestingly, as we're talking about things like that, so as I mentioned to you before the show, I'll mention it to the rest of the show. I have started a university course in design and innovation. And having read through like kind of the study materials for this year, there is basically going to be a project where you have to design something that I don't think it's cures a world need or anything like that, but it's what they're looking for you to do is start to develop a business plan to design and create a product that could basically then like be sold. And now I'm thinking like, I wonder if there's some kind of childcare thing that I could design. And present that as part of my project work, and
maybe a little helmet for babies to stop the thing that when it pings off the door frame, hitting them on the head.
Deflection technique.
Yeah.
So or just like a thing that clips onto the elastic. That it basically is like a little umbrella for them. So if something does fall off, it's going to hit that and not them.
Yeah. Well, in actual fact, it wouldn't be better. Actually, your design thing could be to redesign how it works in the first place.
Absolutely, yeah.
Rather than giving them some sort of umbrella or helmet.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Please
Talking
invent
helmets.
Zip up baby grows.
Bex has been in the chat.
Yep.
Please invent zip up baby grows.
Do they not exist already? Now, is that a pinching the skin irritations? Because I'm thinking back to when my sister was very, very small, and everything was kind of that. It was that press stud, like press studs at the front of the baby grow. But I would have thought you could get zip up ones. I don't know, but maybe there's a thing in there about irritating the skin or catching hair or.
Oh yeah,
whatever. I don't know.
Well,
maybe
it wouldn't be very hairy, would they?
I'll say, but they're not. They don't have a lot of hair.
Babies
do
with a hairy chest.
Like
a bit weird.
Austin Powers. Yeah, baby. You know what? I'll take that into consideration. I'll think about that and see. I'll do some research and find out why. First of all, they don't exist, and then see if there is a way to make them exist.
Yeah.
Because then again, when it comes to a zip, generally you have like a bit of fabric under the zip as well to stop the zip from rubbing against whatever it's contacting.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I don't think zips are a good idea. There must be something better than a zip because they are too rigid.
So they're not very flexible zips.
No, that's why the flies on trousers they sort of ruck up a bit, don't they? It's not like you go around with the hard on. It's just it's just the way that the zip is.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Wriggly
yeah.
babies and poppers is an awful combination.
Well, do you know what's interesting is with a lot of baby grows, the shoulders, they have like a weird when it comes to the neck, there's kind of an overlap thing.
Right.
So the back overlaps with, or the front overlaps with the back, which means that you can actually get the whole thing off and over the shoulders. Because obviously, if the baby soars itself, you don't want to take it the way you put it on. You want to be able to take it down and
you have to take it off from the top down rather than the bottom up.
So maybe there's some sort of weird sort of folding technique that could be used with the bottom half to put them on, because you'd still have to have that access on both sides.
Yeah. I was actually because now I'm thinking about it, like the inside leg of a baby grow, that's pop studs as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So you definitely wouldn't want to zip around there because that would irritate skin and they're not, like you say, they're just not flexible enough for that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a think about that. Thanks, Bex.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a think about that one. Thank you. My first assignment is to design a T-shirt. So.
Right. Okay.
So I'm not there on baby grows.
That's already been invented.
Okay, let me rephrase. To design a pattern to go on a T-shirt.
Okay.
It has a specific theme, something to do with hands, and I'm not there yet. That assignment's not due until like December.
Mm-hmm.
But is it December? No, it must be end of October. No, it's early December. Yeah, it's like 8 weeks. Oh, whatever. Anyway, it's not due in for a little while, but you basically have to design a pattern to go on a T-shirt. Now they've sent me the T-shirt, sent me the transfer paper, all that kind of stuff. It's all it's all behind me over there actually.
Yeah.
So so I'm not into baby grow territory just yet. But I'll look at that. I'm gonna keep that in the back of my mind. Yes, genuinely, thank you, Bex. Appreciate you. So yeah.
What is there apart from poppers and zips?
Button flyers.
Yeah, buttonless.
Drawstring.
Yeah. Now, also, you get there's lots of things in terms of kitchenware, because you can get like the little resealable things, which is just a plastic strip. But again, that they're not flexible either, are they?
Not really. Yeah, I tend to find with those. Yeah, as soon as you bend them, they actually kind of come apart.
Yeah.
The ones I use actually have a plastic zipper on them. But again, that it's not flexible.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
Not as flexible as the rest of the bag.
Yeah. Yeah. Bex has chipped in again with the word Velcro.
Yeah, Velcro exists.
Not
a fan.
No, I don't think that would work very well. I think that would be, well, imagine if you got a bit of Velcro in the sort of undercarriage, and you've got the rough bit.
I was just thinking about when the kid soils itself again.
We'll say that, yeah.
And you basically get runny poo stuck in the hard plastic part of the Velcro.
No, we don't want that.
Right, no one wants that.
Yeah.
But it is another method of fastening garments. Velcro.
Yeah. I think redesigning the press stud will probably be the best option there.
Got it.
Yep.
Magnets.
Fuck yeah.
Magnetic studs.
Yeah.
Genuinely, because the thing I hate about press studs is if you get them slightly wrong, they go out of shape, and then you can't press them in properly.
Yeah.
With magnets, you just go done.
Yeah.
They don't have to be super powerful. And like I say, you want a wriggling baby. So they're going to come apart every now and again. But genuinely, once you kind of pick them up and sit them down, the magnets are going to reattract.
Yep, I like that.
We've solved a world problem, Ted.
And you know what? It's timestamp that. That's about what's that? 0029.
Yeah, 0029, Saturday, 14th September 2024.
That's our idea. But it's kind of your idea.
I can share the credit.
Okay.
I'm not greedy.
No.
I'll
Well,
share-
I was the one that
share
said
it with
let's redesign the popper. And
Generally,
yeah,
I think
that
magnets
would be
might
the way,
be the way
to do it.
forward. Yeah,
I think that might be the way forward.
because they can be really
Can I-
thin as well, so they don't have to be thick and bulky, and they can
Yeah.
be quite thin, and they're robust. They're long lasting. You can wash them. They're water resistant. Yeah, I think that might be the way forward.
I'd like to see more magnets used.
Yeah.
Just in general life. I mean, why not magnets on shirts? Why not? Why not magnets? What about the straps that you get on the back of baseball caps? They could be magnets.
They could be magnetic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you think magnets do? People with magnetic, frame with a split in the glasses frame. They just basically pull them apart. They're magnetic.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Though.
If you're that kind of weirdo, yeah.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, I mean, I feel like magnetic things are coming more into the forefront of general technology, and I'm thinking about my phone. It's magnetic charger. My AirPods when they are magnetic into the case. Even my iPad on the case that I've got for that, it's magnetic. It magnets on there. It's it's really clever. Little keyboard and mouse pad and everything. I feel like it's starting to come around. Magnets are being used a bit more. Mainly more for general convenience than anything else. Not because the technology hasn't been invented or hasn't been around that long. It has. It's just now we're just developing a lazy society, and everyone wants everything done with the least amount of effort possible. How long before my front door becomes magnetic? And I basically
get magnetic doors.
Well, yeah, I'll say you can get magnetic door lock.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you get the mag locks on doors where you have to swipe your card in and it opens the mag lock. Yeah. So there you go. What do you think? But how long before that happens on my front door and I just hold up my phone and it lets me in?
Yeah.
I mean, I know they exist already as well. I don't know if you've seen these door things that are, you basically unlock them with your phone. You don't have a key.
Oh, right.
They have a keypad on them as well. So if you happen to lose your phone or your battery dies, you can just tap in your number and it'll let you in. I've been thinking about getting one of those. Just from a laziness point of view, that's really all it is. I'm just lazy. But you can also, so the ones I've been looking, so you can get them. I've been looking at Ring because I've got Ring cameras, so it'll all tie nicely into the kind of the Ring ecosphere that I'm into with that. But you can do, you can set them on timers, so it can if you're, I know loads of people that when you kind of first get up in the morning, you go downstairs. Some people will unlock the door. I don't know why. I'm a bit more paranoid, I'll say, and my door stays locked unless I'm going through it or opening it to receive something.
Well,
after that,
you wouldn't unlock the door unless you planned to go through it, would you?
Well, that's why. But I've lived in places where other people have basically they've come downstairs and just unlocked the door.
That's weird.
It is weird. But then, but even in the example of, okay, let's say, so when I lived with Romanic, we'd come downstairs, you'd unlock the back door to let the dogs out so that they can have their morning ablutions. Then you close the door, but then you don't lock it again until unless you're leaving the house, you basically leave that door unlocked. But I don't do that. So even here on my own, literally, if I go out the back door, when I come in, I lock it again. Out of habit.
So that you don't forget when you go out.
And most of it is because so I don't forget.
Yeah.
Because I have on occasion woken up in the morning and doing whatever, going out, and then I've gone, oh, the door's been unlocked this entire time. Oops. And interesting, I was having a conversation with somebody about locking doors as well. Like in the United States, in a lot of places in the United States, people just don't bother locking doors. Don't bother.
No.
It's a weird culture. Because I'm like, no, door gets locked. Because I don't want some stranger walking into my house when I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah.
I don't want someone I know walking into my house while I'm trying to sleep. If someone's coming to my house, I want to be pre-warned, because if someone turns up, I don't want, the idea is if they just turn up out the blue, they don't have access.
Yeah.
They can't just walk into my house. That's a
it's
very British thing.
It's very much a security risk to not have your door locked.
Yeah, and it's a security thing as well.
Yeah, I mean, is this somewhere in the middle of nowhere, in some village or something?
More or less.
I mean, that could make a bit more sense.
More or less. I feel like it's outside of the large cities. So, California, like Los Angeles, people probably lock the doors. New York, people probably lock their doors. They're massive cities that are very big, full of people, and potentially quite crime-ridden. People probably do lock the doors as they leave, or as they go in. But in like some of the more urban, suburban and rural areas, they don't. Just happy to leave them unlocked. Any Americans watching right now? Let us know. Let me know.
Yeah.
Do you lock your door?
The thing with crime, though, is it's very mobile.
Yeah.
So you can have a criminal turn up from anywhere.
That's it. Just because you live in a rural area doesn't mean there's no crime.
Yeah. Then you just become a soft target.
Yes.
Don't be a target. Don't be a soft target.
Yep.
Lock your doors.
Yeah, lock your doors. But that's it. And I think that's it's just been drilled into me for a long time. Lock the door before you go to bed. When you leave the house, lock the door. Don't leave it unlocked. Okay. Statistically, the chances of something happening, depending where you live, are fairly low. Like I would comfortably say where I live right now, if I happen to leave my house for a day and left the door unlocked, the chances of something happening is quite low.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not willing to put that to the test.
But then there's different types of doors and different types of locks. Now, a lot of people now have got doors that require locking. So if you come in, you have to lift the handle, turn the key.
Yeah.
But with older doors, you might have a deadlock, but you've also got like a Yale lock. So whenever you close the door, it's locked, effectively.
Unless you put the catch on it.
Unless you put the catch on.
Yeah.
Those aren't ideal because those are quite easily bumped or interfered with.
Yeah.
But that's if somebody's determined. But to prevent the sort of opportunist, at least you've got the thing on the latch.
There are many mechanisms available to us.
Yeah.
To help prevent accidentally leaving the door unlocked.
Yeah.
I don't know if the Yale lock really exists in the US. I've seen it on like TV and films and that. They've got like a similar thing where it's got so the thing on the door has 3 prongs and the thing on the frame has 2, and they basically lock like that. But then you have to flick a switch and a bar comes down or whatever, and it locks it.
Yeah.
I've seen those, but the actual Yale style lock that we have, that's kind of auto locking, I don't know if they really have that over there.
Yeah.
I might be wrong.
Yeah, but even on a plastic door, you've got you've usually got the option to have either a lever handle or a pad on the outside. If you've got a pad on the outside, then that means it locks up as soon as you close it.
Yeah.
Not fully. You have to sort of lift the handle to.
Yeah, so I have to do that. I have to lift the handle first and then turn the key to deadlock it.
Yeah. But the issue with those things is that if it, like say for example a long run of terraced houses. Now, if somebody was had bad intentions and they sort of came along at sort of 1 o'clock in the morning or something, they could very easily just go along and just try every door as they go down.
I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen with doors. I've seen it happen with cars.
With cars, yeah.
Yeah, that's a common one with cars. People just go along and just try door handles of cars just to see if it's unlocked.
Yeah.
I left my car unlocked once.
Yeah.
Smart car. Came out the next morning and someone had opened the passenger door, gone through the glove. There's nothing in there. I never keep anything in the car anyway. They'd opened the passenger door, opened the glove box, There's nothing in there, but then they left the glove box open and didn't close the door fully on the passenger side.
Right.
Fortunately, I caught them on camera.
Ah.
So I sent that to the police. And with a note to say, my bad, I shouldn't have left the car unlocked. But
Yeah.
however, be aware, there's someone that goes around trying car doors.
Yeah.
So yeah. I never got a response, actually.
Well, no, they're probably busy arresting people that have tweeted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Anyway, superstition.
Yeah.
I think a good superstition to invent, if you're going to invent one, would be if you don't lock your door, the devil will come.
If you don't lock your door, you're going to get robbed. It's simpler than that, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could we invent a superstition and just start telling people and see how long it is before it comes back?
Yeah.
I think that'd be quite a good one.
Yeah.
I have to think about that.
Yes.
Similar to like the whole walking under a ladder, or whatever, throwing a penny into a fountain or something.
Yeah.
And just say to people to be like, I'm not superstitious, but I've heard that if you put your trousers on with the left leg first, you're a normal person, or whatever. I don't know.
Well, I've heard if you subscribe to the Tuesday show, and share it with 10 of your friends, there will come great riches. That's what I've heard. I'm not saying it's true.
Well, no. So
I'm not saying you will get great, good luck, and I'm not saying you will get bad luck if you don't do it. But maybe it's worth doing it.
If you like, subscribe and click the notification bell, your life will be enriched with entertainment and more bullshit talk next week.
Yeah, and you should, and if you share it, then you will. It's good for fertility.
You will receive the blessing of joyful feeling that you have enriched someone else's life too.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being too specific on this.
It's hard work. We've already reinvented the baby grow.
We really have.
There's only so much we can achieve in one night.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have to get my sewing machine out of the loft. Start making magnetic baby grows. Sell them on Etsy. Watch out for my Etsy store, everybody. If you need magnetic baby grows, I'm your guy. Not putting new shoes on a table. That's one, yeah. So I this is Bex just put this in the chat, by the way. I know about this one. So again, going back to another podcast I used to do, and we did talk about superstition. There was a thing about new shoes on a table, or any shoe. It derives from putting any shoes on tables. So it was and somebody explained this to me, and it's to do with like mining, basically like Industrial Revolution kind of time. That if someone came to you and placed a pair of boots on the table, it meant that the owner of those boots had died.
Right.
So basically, somebody would come and put a pair of old boots on the table, and it basically meant that person's died. I don't know. I'm in my head, I'm thinking it's to do with mining, but it may not be. It could just be generic workplace accident that has caused death.
Yeah.
And that's where that one comes from. And that's the whole new shoes on the table thing. It's supposed to be bad luck because if you put shoes on the table, it means that the person that owns them has died.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Myth busted.
Yeah. I've got some more,
Go on.
Finding a spider at night.
The only time I find them.
Well, yeah. I've developed another noise. There we go. It's gone now. Finding this is my mouse issue. This Friday the 13th, just getting at me.
Screw this day, man.
It's ridiculous. I must have done something. Maybe I didn't salute a magpie on time or something.
Maybe.
Finding a spider at night. In some cultures, This is the way everything seems to start in some cultures. In some backward, fucked up cultures, encountering a spider in the evening is seen as a sign of good luck, as spiders were once believed to weave webs of protection. It's not much protection for a fly, is it?
No.
More like a nuisance.
True. However, but again, this is the thing, and I know we've discussed spiders before, and we did identify that we touched on a topic that I'm quite interested in. The whole idea of spiders. So, like I say, I've got a couple of cellar spiders in my house. Cellar spiders are, I think some people call them daddy long legs spider, but yeah, they've basically got a bit of a longer, thinner body, very long, thin legs. They always hang upside down in their web. And if you don't believe me, find a cellar spider that's in a web and have a look. And they always hang upside down. Anyway, I'm content to just leave them, them there, because even though I clean my house, I vacuum, I dust and all that stuff. But if a cellar spider has found a home and has spun a web, it probably means that they realise there is food nearby. So it's a natural bit of pest control. If there is a fly buzzing around your house, or even though the little tiny little fuckers as well, they're the ones that piss me off. It's so tiny little, like I don't even know what they are. They're not gnats. I think someone called them beer flies to me once, and I don't know. But anyway, they're like tiny little flies that buzz around. They get in the house. However, cellar spiders are great for those because they're annoying as well. Because you see one and you'll just sit there clapping at it for like half an hour trying to catch or squish the damn thing. Yeah. They're quite nimble. I'll just leave a cellar spider and the cellar spider will deal with it. I'm more than happy to leave them there. So actually, in terms of good luck, essentially, yeah, because it means that they're helping you to keep your house clean.
Well, it's the weaving webs of protection, protecting you from the flies.
Exactly.
And the gnats.
Exactly.
And the bats and the cats.
Exactly.
Crossing. Here's another one. Crossing paths with a. Oh, I've done that one. Leaving shoes upside down. Some people believe leaving shoes upside down, especially indoors, brings bad luck. Writing them quickly is thought to prevent misfortune. I don't know, why would you leave a shoe upside down?
I mean, the only time I've ever done that is when I need them to dry out. Like if the soles have become particularly muddy or dirty and I've cleaned them so the bottoms are wet, rather than putting the wet side down on carpet or even in the shoe rack, you just flip them upside down so they can dry out naturally.
Well, I was thinking about wellies. Sometimes you have people that put them on, but then very often they do that outside.
Yeah, I was going to say, that'll be outside.
Yeah, so it's not an indoors thing. Then
again, I'm not a fan of leaving shoes outside because the weather in the UK is so unpredictable that you can leave them outside, forget about them for 20 minutes, and then they'll be soaked because it poured it down with rain. Or if you're really unlucky, you'll get a spider live in them. You'll literally have a spider move in within minutes. It's like, you can't win. No, I've never heard that superstition though.
Bats. We talked about gnats, but now bats. Bats flying into your home can be a sign of bad luck.
I'm not surprised because they're fucking annoying. You can't get them out. Have you seen that video from? It was like from years ago. Irish family basically had a bat fly in their kitchen door, and it's literally it's like someone's videoing it, and there's just a guy going, "There's a bat in the kitchen. Get the bat. Get the bat.
Get the bat."
Get that fucking bat. And the dog's going mental, and that's funny.
Oh Jesus, the dog's weed.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one.
Oh, that was good.
That was a good video. I like that.
Yeah. So anyway, it's an omen of bad luck or even death. So there we go. Don't have bats in the house. But if you do have bats in the house, you're stuck with them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
you can't remove bats, can you?
Not if they're living there, no.
No, you got to move out yourself.
I mean, just general good advice: don't let bats in your house.
Yeah.
Again, I feel like this is a superstition that has probably been derived from common sense.
Yeah.
You don't want bats in your house, so don't let them in the house.
I got hit in the face by a bat once.
Did you?
Yeah.
Baseball
No,
bat.
no, a
Tennis
flying
bat.
bat.
A flying bat.
No, a flying bat.
Okay.
I don't think its sonar was working very well. It just twatted me in the face.
Again, it's another creature I find fascinating, though.
Bats.
Twats, yeah. I feel that bats are just grossly misunderstood. You know,
Right.
and yes, they can be erratic. It goes back to the same thing with spiders. The behaviour is erratic and unpredictable. You don't know what they're going to do, and that's why people don't like them, I think. But you know, many times I've been stood out in the garden, and like the sun is set, but there's still a little bit of light, and you'll just see a bat whiz across the sky.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, there's a bat.
Yeah.
If you're really lucky, you'll hear them doing their sonar thing.
Yeah.
And depending on the type of bat, you'll actually hear it.
And at the same sort of time, you might see an owl as well.
Yeah. Who?
And then there's a little rustle, and it's a hedgehog.
Yep.
Called Russell.
Yep.
Anyway, more. I've got more.
Let's have some more.
I've got more. Cutting nails at night. In some cultures, here we go again. Cutting nails at night is considered unlucky because it's believed to shorten your lifespan or invite bad spirits.
Or you're just super lazy and you do it at night. Don't clean up the ones that ping off somewhere and you end up treading on it in the middle of the night when you need to get up to go to use the toilet.
Maybe, but then you see people that have got like real talons, and they have the nails that go around and that are in like they're all curled up, and I think that's probably an extension of that, isn't it?
I've got a nails story as well.
Oh yeah.
Again, going back to last week.
I do love a good nail story.
Right.
Go ahead.
Again, going back to last weekend at the stag weekend. So we went out paintballing on the Saturday, and there was a group of no less than 4 ladies, women, all with freaking super long claws, like those false nails, and they're literally like sticking out 1.5 inches off the finger. And I'm like, how on earth are you going to play paintball with those?
Yeah.
You know, I feel like someone's losing a nail today. You know, and it ain't going to be me. So I was just like, what? Okay, whatever. Whatever works for you. Anyway, that was my story.
Oh, okay.
Did it change your life?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I thought there might be more to it. To be fair,
No, that was literally it. Like, I was just shocked that there were people with, you know, talons, claws, playing paintball.
well, they're totally impractical at the best of times.
I mean, they're not practical anyway.
But you see them sort of tapping away on the keyboard, like that doesn't work. Or using a phone, and they're basically
So they
having
have
to do. Yeah,
yeah, they're literally like this.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
completely.
But I guess the point where people have done that to their nails. Like some of them are so long that they must need to have some sort of, kind of reasonable adjustments made in their workplace to account for the fact that they can't use their fingers properly.
Do you imagine that on the application for? Do you consider yourself to have a disability? Yes. Ooh, please describe it. I have really long nails.
Yeah. Yes. So anyway, eating grapes on New Year's Eve. Apparently, in Spain and some other countries, eating 12 grapes at the stroke of midnight on New Year's Eve brings good fortune, with each grape representing a month of luck in the new year.
So you basically got to eat 12 grapes. What happens when you eat more than 12 grapes?
I don't know.
Do you get double down luck?
13. You don't have 13, or
Well, no, but I'm
bad luck, isn't it?
thinking like, okay, so you just do like 24 grapes. Does that mean you're going to have double good luck each month of the year?
I don't know.
How does that work?
Who knows?
Quantify this for me, Ted.
Yeah. But then again, there's lots of weird stuff in New Year's Eve. Like New Year's Eve, at one time, people used to send somebody with dark hair out into the street. And then somebody would turn up and knock on the door with a piece of coal. Oh, I might be conflating things here. Hang on, what's coal? I think you get a piece of coal at Christmas.
Coal at Christmas if you've been bad.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yet no one's ever given me coal at Christmas.
No, but then surely that's useful.
And coal
'Cause
is
it's
useful.
cold. Yeah.
Yes, there's another thing I don't. Oh, you've been bad, so I'm going to give you coal at Christmas. Well, great, I can throw it on the fire and keep everyone warm.
Yeah, you've been bad. I'm not going to give you coal. That'd be worse.
Yeah, right.
You've been bad. I'm not going to give you anything.
You've been bad. I'm going to give you some useless tat that you're never going to use again as a gift.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait. That's what happens when you're good.
Yeah, you've been bad. I'm going to give you 11 grapes. Screw you.
Yeah.
Um.
Fuck you for Christmas next year. There's the other thing. Do you get to choose the month where you have bad luck? Or is it linear? You know, so you have one grape, therefore you get good luck in January. You have 2 grapes, it's January, February, and so on.
Do you know the pennies only just dropped? There's 12 grapes for 12 months. Yeah. I hadn't thought of that.
So, or do you get to choose? Do you get to like pray to the grape gods and say, make it August? August can be a bad month. I'm okay with that.
I don't know. I don't know whether you can work it like that. I imagine it's either 12 grapes or it's nothing. You either have good luck or you don't have good luck. I don't think you can don't have pro rata good luck per grape.
Well, what I shall do this year on New Year's Eve is I shall eat a single grape and I shall let you know the difference between January and February next year.
Okay.
But the thing is, because I can always tell you that January sucks. I don't like January. It's a shit month.
Well, who's to say that it's going to be the first month that's the one with the good luck? If
Well,
one grape.
That's what I'm saying. We need to quantify. We need to test this over the next.
Surely the best way of testing it would be to have 12 grapes.
I'm thinking 6. I'm thinking 6 grapes, because then you get to see where you've had a good month and a bad month, and you can actually start to correlate and see whether the first 6 months are good months and then the last 6 months are bad months.
Yeah, okay.
Or whether it's spread out, sporadic, and basically just a complete load of bollocks.
Yeah, or just not bother.
Yeah. And realistically, I think that's where we're going with it. We're just not going to bother.
I do, yeah, not bother. I mean, that's the equivalent of me wondering which hand I need to salute a magpie with. I mean, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
Because you shouldn't do it anyway. Because you're weird.
Yeah. Dropping a knife. Dropping a knife is said to mean that a man is coming to visit. Similarly, dropping a fork might mean a woman is coming, and a spoon could indicate a child.
Or it could just indicate you got butterfingers.
Well, if you've got butter, well, yeah, but then you need the knife to spread the butter, don't you?
Exactly. So you've dropped a knife. It means you've been spreading butter. You've now got butterfingers. There you go.
Yeah.
You dropped a knife.
Yeah.
Congrats. Not that I've ever had a problem with spreading butter on bread or anything and then having butter on my fingers afterwards.
Yeah.
Because I'm not spreading it on my fingers. I'm spreading it with the knife.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Anyway. Right eye twitching.
Okay. Interested to hear this one.
In many parts of the world, a twitching right eye is seen as a sign of good news. While a twitching left eye might bring bad news.
I'm not going to lie. Every time my eyes twitch, it's because I've just received bad news.
Which eye?
Both.
Oh.
Mainly my right, actually. It's usually my right eye that twitches. But occasionally my left will. But it's always bad news. It's because I'm then stressed because someone's just pissed me off.
Yeah, okay. But is that your left or the onlooker's left?
It could be either.
It could just all be bollocks there.
Really good, yeah.
Yeah. Wishing... Oh, I've done that one, the wishbone. Now, hanging garlic. I'd forgotten about this one. Hanging garlic to ward off evil. Garlic has long been established believed to repel evil spirits and bad energy. Hanging it in your home is said to protect against malevolent forces.
Wonder if that's where the whole vampires and garlic thing comes from.
Yeah.
They don't like garlic. They don't like steak. What about French fries and a side salad?
Uh,
I stole that one from Count Duckula, by the way.
right, okay.
A TV show I've not watched for many, many years, and I wish they'd bring it back. I wish I could watch it somewhere.
Yeah. Saying rabbit rabbit. Saying rabbit rabbit on the first day of the month.
Why?
Well, in
some cultures,
in some parts of the world, saying rabbit, which doesn't make sense because it would be English speaking, surely.
Mm-hmm.
In some parts of the world, saying rabbit rabbit when you wake up on the first day of a new month is thought to bring good luck for the rest of the month. Well, that's something to remember for October.
So that's something to remember for never. I've never heard that before. That seems just crazy.
But do you know what? I mean, how much effort is actually involved on the 1st of October when you wake up, if you remember, just to say rabbit, rabbit? I mean, it's not going to shave anything off your life, really, just saying rabbit, rabbit. And you know what? Who knows? Maybe it will get... Again, you could just try it out.
Yeah, just try it, see what happens.
Try it out. Say rabbit, rabbit. Say rabbit, rabbit on the first day of the month. Next.
Okay.
Dogs howling at night. A dog howling at night is sometimes considered a bad omen, symbolizing death or tragedy nearby, or symbolizing a loss of sleep, I should imagine.
Well, werewolves of London. So.
Yeah.
One more. Give us one more, Ted.
One more. Dogs. No. Avoiding. Okay. Avoiding sweeping after sunset. In some cultures, sweeping the house after sunset is said to sweep away good fortune or prosperity, especially if done with a broom.
What else are you going to do it with?
I don't know. A brush.
Okay.
I don't know. But anyway, listen. I've got another one here.
Last one, Ted.
Last one. Putting money in a new wallet. When giving someone a new wallet, is that a common gift? Here's a wallet.
I know. No, but I know where you're going with this one. I've heard it before.
I think I've heard it as well. When giving someone a new wallet, it's thought to bring bad luck if it's empty.
Yeah.
Placing a coin or some money inside ensures prosperity.
Yeah, I've heard that one before.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, actually. I mean, no one's ever bought me a wallet. I've always gone and bought my own. I mean, maybe my parents bought me one when I was a kid. But I don't remember, is the honest answer. But
yeah.
The two wallets that I own, I bought myself and have had them for many, 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 many years. And have served me for a very long time and will continue to serve for a very long time. I was actually considering buying one of those Ridge wallets the other day.
One of those what?
A Ridge wallet. So it's basically like a credit card size, like protective case for your cards. They're pretty good, but they're crazy expensive.
Right.
But it's like for the modern day person who, like me, doesn't carry around cash, you just have this little credit card size thing that you keep all your cards in, and that's it. It's less bulky than a wallet. But you can also get like accessories for it, including like a money clip. So obviously designed for the US, where they have many more notes than we do.
Right.
So you can have like a clip on there, so you can put you attach your notes to it. But yeah, I was looking at them the other day. I see them advertised all the time on YouTube videos. They do a lot of sponsorships. They're just stupid expensive, like 70 quid for a basic one. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And then they go, oh, but you can buy this super duper thing with, made of titanium, and all right, 200 quid. Nope, I'm good. I'll stick to my £15 Samsonite leather wallet that holds my cards, and like I say, I'm one of these. I never leave home without my wallet, but I never use it.
Yeah,
it's literally there. If I ever get pulled over by the police, I can show them my ID, and that's it. That's the only reason I carry it.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, I would probably never carry a wallet because I pay for everything on my phone now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Thanks, Apple Pay. I'm actually waiting now for the. So in America, you can. I don't think it's all over. I think it's like certain states, but you can have your state ID now as a virtual card on your smartphone. In the US, and I'm waiting for them to do it over here so I can just ditch carrying my wallet. I mean, I'd have thought it'd be easier to do it over here because all our driving licenses are the same. We don't have a variation on our driving license in the UK.
No, and do you know what? I don't think carrying a driving license there's any point in doing that either because, let's face it, if you get stopped, there's a very good chance that you haven't got your insurance document and your MOT and everything else with you, so you'll end up with a producer anyway.
I do. I have my insurance on me.
How are you going to get that on your phone?
My insurance is literally a PDF document that lives on my phone.
Okay.
My MOT isn't, but there's a reason for that, because they can look that up anyway.
They can look your driving license up as well.
But if I just give them my driving license, I go, well, there's my name and everything, and you can find everything you need to know from that.
Yeah.
That's, like I say, it's the only reason I carry my wallet. Because I don't want to have to be bothered to go find a police station later on to produce all my documents. I just don't. I'm like, fine, you've pulled me over, I get it. I've only ever been pulled over once. And I had my driving license on me, and that's all the guy wanted from me was my driving license. So I gave it to him, and I say the police officer. I gave it to him, and that was it. He wrote me my ticket, and job's good. I then went and paid it online. Done. Piece of cake. It was
brilliant.
It was very easy. But if I didn't have my driving license on me, he would have to have given me a producer. I would have had to go to a police station to present myself, to then get my ticket, to then have to pay. And what a nightmare. If I've got my ID on me, I don't have to worry about that.
70 quid for a wallet, though.
It's mental.
What's so special about it?
Like I said, it's supposed to be RFID blocking so people can't. And here's another thing, right? So contactless cards are prevalent now. They're a thing.
Yeah.
And people are saying things like, "Oh, but somebody could come up behind you with a card. Like, never put your wallet in your back pocket because somebody could come up behind you and do a contactless transaction on your card." And I'm like, what? Who's doing that? What idiot is? What idiot's doing that? And it's like, at the time I was thinking, I mean, they can try. There's no money on them, so whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing with Ridge Wallet is they're designed so you can't just like hold the wallet up to a card reader and it'll read
so
it.
it's like a little Faraday case for your back pocket.
Yeah, it's
not
little.
Not that you should have a wallet in your back pocket anyway, because they don't need to use a card reader. They can just take your wallet out of your back pocket.
It's going to take your wallet out of your back pocket.
It's the same
if that's
with
where
phones,
it is.
particularly women. I think it's because they don't have other pockets. I think it's very often on sort of jeans they get back pockets, but they don't get side pockets.
So the side pockets aren't big enough or deep enough,
or the fake. Very often. So they have back pockets, and then they have their phone sticking out of the back pocket.
I don't understand that either.
No, it's just annoying. Every time you sit down.
It actually leads on to with that. You kind of go, well. You then develop this habit of whenever you sit down, you're going to reach to your back pocket and take your phone out. But then immediately, as soon as you sat down, you've got your phone in your hand. So what's the first thing you're going to do? You're not going to put it on the table. You're going to look at it. And people wonder why social skills are going down the toilet. That's why. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it.
I've got one last superstition, just because it caught my eye as we were talking then.
Okay.
A cat washing its face. In some cultures, A cat washing its face is said to predict the arrival of company. The more vigorously the cat washes, the more visitors are expected.
Probably more cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're washing their face so they can get the jiggy on.
Yeah.
Get jiggy with it.
And hopefully the arrival of company is not from Haiti.
Yeah, hopefully.
Okay. Oh, we've got one mention in the chat. Bex said at some point, it's funny to watch them type coursework with nails like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
talking of chat, if you've got any comments about today's fully and completely live episode, then do get in the comments. And also, if you've got anything more to say, you can always DM myself at Ted James Media, or you could DM CJ at CJ Brooks FM. Or, of course, you could email us at
CJ and Ted at thetuesdayshow.co.uk.
Yeah. But other than that, until next week, all we need to do is say goodbye.
That's literally all we need to do, and it helps if I press the right button. There we go. Now I press the right button.
Now you press the button. We can now say goodbye.
Yeah. Goodbye. Ignore the fact that it says resume.